The nurse, the doctor, and 2 women of the household watched, hands to mouths, faces bloodless, tear-stained and pale with shock and fear. Like a fallen flower, Skeena lay there in the fabric, arms extended, bloody at each wrist, face drained of all emotion, life and pain, blue eyes shorn of the light he loved. As he knelt beside her, took her cold, dry hand, a trumpet sounded on the battlements. Men shouted, bellowed at each other, the way they did in this, the prelude to a fight. "Sire, she slipped away from us somehow," the nurse began. "I do not know how. I cannot apologize sufficiently for this sorrowful tragedy. It affects us—" "There is no need," he said, waving her down. "Bear no blame, no guilt on this, I pray you. I am the cause of my wife's sickness, no one else. Take all the women with you and flee this place for somewhere safer. The doctor, too. This is a fortress made for soldiers. We need no ordinary folk to hinder as we set about winning this savage day." He let go her hand and stood to see her one last time. "Take my wife and bury her at the church by Glamis." He looked at them. "Will you do that for me?" They stood around, lost for words. "I swear I lack the space for mourning," he pleaded. "Not now, I beg you. Go." With that he turned away and stared up at the battlements. No tears, he thought. This was not the moment. Cullen, by his side, said, "Sire, there is a degree of chivalry in military matters. Were we to pass this news to Malcolm, he would surely wait a day or 2. "Chivalry's for knights, not kings," Macbeth replied. "What's the difference? Tomorrow, and tomorrow come creeping in and always will. We're fools trapped in a mechanism of our own unconscious making. Shadows, strutting and fretting for one brief hour upon a stage, then heard no more. I'll weep an ocean in my heart if the world would give me time. But not now." He turned and gripped the old servant by the shoulder. "Listen, friend, and understand. My life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury. It means nothing." Macbeth unsheathed his sword and brandished it before him. "Today, all I have is this keen blade, and by God, those men shall taste it. None of woman born may harm me." He didn't like the look in Cullen's eyes. He had been a loyal servant, there for as many years as Macbeth could remember. But now the man stared at him as if he saw a madman before him.